white men, middle-aged with freezers, yeah, I think you should definitely profile those guys. You just never know.
Welcome to Fridays on the Fly, episode 18. I'm Eric.
And I'm Ward. We are creative people with creative projects. Sometimes we talk about them. Tonight, we're going to be talking about motivation.
What? Did you come up with this topic?
This morning, I'm like, hey, we should talk about motivation. I got some ideas on that.
That's exactly what I was thinking about on the drive over here. I'm not even kidding you. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about tonight.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
We're like E.T. and the boy.
It's so strange. That is so weird. First things first, I'm going to cut it in your first things first. And I just want to say a quick hi to Caleb Morgan, who's listened to most of all of our episodes. Keep listening, Caleb.
Hi, Caleb Morgan. Project updates.
Okay.
We've got
project updates. Okay.
Come on now. I've got some good project updates this time. I don't know if you saw I almost called a non-news item, the fat shaming video somebody made and put up on YouTube, and there's a big reaction to. I haven't watched it because I don't necessarily care.
No, I don't care either. So what is it, a fat shaming video?
I haven't watched the video, so this is just anecdotal evidence. Probably should have done my research for this story. In essence, their video was saying that, people that are overweight, they just need to eat less and they need to work harder and they just need to fix that. It wasn't very nice.
Right.
So a lot of people came out and said, why would you post something like that? It's completely offensive. If you want to be offensive and kind of a disgusting person, you make this video and you'll get a lot of hits. Of course, their YouTube channel's blowing up.
Because I've not seen the video, but I'll bet there's people on there going, you're this and you're that, you're jerk, whatever. But I'll bet there's just as many people out there saying, he's right. These people should take care of themselves. Whatever.
Yeah.
It is right.
And people always defend that stuff.
I'm amazed by what people will defend and what people will... Defending this Confederate flag thing, I'm not against the Confederate flag. I just don't want to wear one or have a sticker. When I see someone that has one, I'm like, why? Why? Why do you have one?
Yeah, I love it's history, it's not hate. It is history, but it's pretty much hate history. Let's be clear.
I don't think it should go away, though. I don't think it was meant as a symbol of hatred right away. It was a symbol of rebellion, which just happened to include that they wanted to keep slaves. So I don't think it really has anything to do with hate. Would I wear the symbol myself? Come on, let's get realistic.
What is it, South Carolina that had it over their state building?
I don't remember what state. If I had to guess, it was Mississippi or Georgia.
That flag started flying above the state capitol during the 60s, during desegregation, all that.
Right.
So, in that case, most people don't use it as a happy symbol.
I completely agree. It should not be on any state building. And if you're someone that wears one or puts it in front of your house, I generally think, why are you doing that?
I'm not sure of the name, but neo-Nazis or white supremacists,
right.
Their typical symbol, I think, is the swastika.
Swastika, right.
Their backup symbol, the Confederate flag.
Yeah, but even the swastika was not originally created as a symbol of hatred towards a group of people. It was just, the swastika actually represented German pride and a couple other things too, but that's originally what it was made. And then some crazy person who killed 11 million people turned it into a symbol of hate. But that's really not what the symbol was.
True, but at this point...
That's what it is. At this point. Do I need the symbol to go away? No. There are people in Germany, they fought for that, and that's what they believed in, and they died for it. Are they any less human than the rest of us? It's not something we should fly on state buildings, the Confederate flag. We're the United States of America. You lost the war. It's a whole new flag now. Well, I don't even know how we got on that.
Brought up the fat shaming video.
Go to the fat shaming video.
Well, no, because I think about... I can make a video, put my thoughts on it.
But the thing is, you don't have thoughts like that.
Saying how it's ridiculous. If you want to get hits, just say something offensive to people and people will latch on to it.
Nobody's going to click onto that. If you say something offensive, someone will click onto that.
That's the thing. I see these, I almost call them non-news because they're really, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
No.
But you'll see things like this happen and you'll see people post blogs about it and videos and I'm like, I could do that. I have thoughts on it. But at the same time, I feel like it's taking advantage of the situation. It just feels a little...
I don't think it's taking advantage of the situation. I think it's unnecessary. We've talked about the woman who didn't want to do her job. When now we mentioned the Confederate flag thing. That's as far as I ever want to take it. I don't want you to clickbait this that says why we love the Confederate flag. Or so people click onto it. That I wouldn't like that.
I was going to title it History, Not Hate. Is that a problem?
We could probably do a history lesson on it and be kind of factual about it.
And I figured I'd change our logo, and add the Confederate flag in there.
Swastika.
That too. Might as well get them both while you're at it.
I bet that would get a lot more people clicking on it.
If you're offensive, people, they're going to check that out so they can denounce you. But long term, probably not the best way to grow.
No, probably not.
Short term, it's got advantages.
You want 1 million hits right now?
So you thought about building a clock and taking it to school lately?
Oh, I did hear about that. But, I don't really know enough about it to speak about it. Here's what I know. I know that some boy who I guess is Muslim, teenager, made this clock in a suitcase that kind of looked like a bomb. Was that his intention, was to make it look like a bomb?
My understanding is no. You see these pictures float around, and you don't know if they're just a stock image. From the photo I saw, assuming this is what he even brought in, I don't know. It looked like it's a homemade clock, and it looked like it was made out of an Arduino circuitry board.
I don't know. I did not see it.
I didn't hear anything about a suitcase.
And again, it could have been a stock photo. It was just a picture of a briefcase opened up, and it looked
With
like
dynamite in it.
It basically looked like a bomb in it. Yeah.
The situation is exacerbated because he is Muslim. And the question is, well, if he wasn't Muslim, would this have happened? And I have no problem with somebody saying this looks like a bomb and calling the cops.
Right.
I mean, that should be standard procedure because if you don't know, get somebody who can figure it out. But as soon as the cops determined it wasn't a bomb, I don't understand why they let him out of the school with handcuffs, and the school suspended him, and even the next day sent a letter home to the parents and said, he's definitely suspended.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he tried to dress it up to make it look like a bomb, but it was actually just a clock.
If he did, I have not read that anywhere. And I haven't followed super close, but I did read some articles to see. I don't think that was the situation.
No, I don't think it was either. Why are people so obsessed with Muslims blowing up stuff? I'm sorry, but the biggest bomb explosion in this country was set off by a white man who was in the army. Timothy McVeigh. That's the biggest bomb that's been set off in this country.
That was Oklahoma City, right?
Oklahoma City, yeah.
Last episode we talked about how the only NASCAR race I ever watched for 2 minutes was the one that Dale Earnhardt died in. The only time I ever watched the NCAA Final Four was when the Timothy McVeigh's bomb went off. So the moral of the story is I really just should not watch sports.
Definitely not. Oh my gosh. Last time I watched baseball was when Lou Gehrig found out he had Lou Gehrig's disease. That actually was a question of playing Trivia Crack, and it says, what disease did Lou Gehrig have?
Were they looking for the technical name?
Yeah, they were looking for the technical name.
He's got Lou Gehrig's disease.
I just started laughing right
away.
I'm like, Lou Gehrig's disease? I'm all for profiling. I know that people are like, oh, you shouldn't profile. That's how you find criminals. That's why they have profiles. If you're looking for a serial killer who's killing, I don't know, women from the age of 20 to 30 and cutting them up and putting them in the refrigerator, and you knock on my door because I'm a white male, almost 40 years old, I get it. That's who serial killers are. Check my freezer. You're good.
I think I'm with you on the profiling, but when your profile is, oh, they're Muslim, they're all criminals, you need to fine-tune that profile.
Right. I completely agree.
White men, middle-aged with freezers, yeah, I think you should definitely profile those guys. You just never know.
But, if someone kept knocking on my door and the police were there and they're like, hey, you fit the profile, you kind of look like the white guy we're looking for. Sure, I get that. Come on in. You guys want some Sara Lee?
Once you determine that person's not a threat, no reason to arrest them.
Move on. The cops leading him out, you have no idea what led up to that. Maybe the kid was smarmy. Maybe he was like, oh, no, it's just a clock with Armour hot dogs in the case. I mean, I don't know.
See, I feel like if that did happen, some conservative news site would be running that stuff.
Yeah, maybe. You mean Fox News?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. I could care less about those things, I guess. Did he seriously get a trip to the White House for it?
He was offered a trip to the White House.
I think he met the president.
I know he got the offer. I didn't know if he had gone or not.
Why would you turn that down? I feel like I should send my kid to school with some type of explosive device. So.
Here's your explosive device. Here's a freezer, kid. Go to town.
Right. So we can go meet the president. I mean, that'd be sweet.
I think they have to be innocent, though, to meet the president. That's probably a prerequisite. But again, that's another issue where I thought, I can make a tweet. And of course, got all these followers. Oh, if I post a tweet and say I support him, maybe he'll put me on his page. And it's kind of marketing. I mean, yeah, I stand with him. I know that if I have that idea, other people do too. And that's why I don't act on it, because it just cheapens
That's
everything.
Not the kind of marketing idea that I like.
And that's why I don't do it.
Clickbaiting? Yes.
Everybody loves clickbaiting.
Within reason. But that kind of marketing, no.
All right, project updates. Do you have anything you want to share?
Lord, no. Just trying to sell my car. Anyone need a 2009 Hyundai Accent? Give me a call. Find me on Facebook. Find us on Twitter. Find us anywhere. Let me know.
We'll sign it. We'll autograph it. Fridays on the Fly.
I'll autograph the dash like Carroll Shelby autographed most of those Mustangs.
My blog last week made my 201st post.
Wow. That's a big milestone. How do you feel about it?
I'm not even sure. I realized I hit 100, and I'm like, wow, 200, that's a lot.
You didn't even know you hit 100? How did you know you hit 200? Did it count your blogs for you?
It counts them for you.
Oh, okay.
Didn't pay attention. And if I did, I didn't realize it. Yeah, so I've been doing this for a little over 2 years.
So 2 years, 200, what is that, like every other week? No, that's 800. That's every once a month.
I think it comes down to like 4.
What am I saying?
4 a month.
That makes sense, yeah. Woo.
That's really been bumped up the last couple months because
I know you've been attacking it hard. All the blogs include the movie reviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been hammering away at those.
2013 when I started, I was posting quite a bit. I think I had 60 posts in 6 months. And in 2014, it got a little thin. because most of my projects take a long time. So 2013, I was backtracking projects I'd already completed. Once I got past that, 2014, it's like, well, projects take a few months for me. I can't post a project every...
Well, then you have to start posting ideas and the movie reviews. I mean, that's... And plus you have a ton of ideas.
Yeah, it's kind of evolved because I've been writing movie reviews anyway, and I never posted it because I thought, who really wants to read that? And even now that I'm posting, the answer is not very many people.
Well, that takes time. I mean, you can't,
Sure.
you know, it's not good. I did read this week's movie review, because there were a couple movies in there that I had actually seen. So I was like, oh, this is sweet. I finally have seen some of these movies that he saw.
Can't wait to actually talk about that.
Yeah.
You've actually seen the movies I've seen for a chance. Who thought?
Yeah. Who knew you had, well, no, you didn't have taste on any of these movies. We just happened to see the same crappy movies.
So I've been posting the movies, and then now I've been posting just thoughts I have. Kind of think, well, nobody really cares, but at the same time, this blog's always been for me. I've always been very clear on why I've been doing it. You know, I'd love to, in 10 years, go back and be like, oh, that's what I thought about that then. That's interesting.
See, now you have a lot of opinions about non-news situations like that. How come you don't ever post about those?
Because it just feels advantageous. Like I'm only posting it because of this, and I feel like it's...
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with posting your opinion about something.
That's something I've struggled with because I actually have a blog post coming up in a few weeks about this actual subject. I feel like if I make a post about it the day of, you know, it's just I'm racing to get it out there. I feel like it's like a news network. They race to get that story out first so people click on them and not somebody else. And it's for ratings and for money. And
you do a lot of opinion pieces already about movies, you know, some of your projects, and you've done some other things where your opinion has come out. What makes this any different?
I guess it just feels advantageous. You know, it's like I don't really care about the people involved. I consider it non-news.
No.
I'm really only posting as quick as I can so that people click me first. And
I would completely agree. These are things that I wouldn't watch on the news, or I wouldn't click on the news, and you know, I don't want to talk about them really. Not for any serious amount of time.
I try to keep my blog more project and idea focused. It's not really current event. It's never relative to anything going on. It's pretty much timeless.
Right.
So I'm not sure I want to get into. Maybe one day I will. Actually, I am. Like I said, in a couple months, I have a blog post about that, about wrestling on do you take advantage or not. But back to my blog, 200 posts. Do you want to hear my most popular posts I've made over the course of 2 years?
Well, it's going to be a project blog because I don't think too many women read blogs. I'm going to be honest. I think blogging is more of a guy thing, and I think mostly men read it. So I'm going to say it's probably a project blog, and it's probably your kitchen floor.
Actually, no. Now, most of these are from my first year and a half, because they've had more time to accumulate. And the project floor is up there, but the number one post was how to build a Jake the Pirate sword with cheap foam mats, which of course makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it actually does make perfect sense. And you know what? Women are clicking on that probably for their kids. And you should have put that on isn't Pinterest like a site for that too?
Yeah.
Where people put up projects. Oh man, I bet that would be huge on Pinterest.
That's my first post to Instructables and didn't really do that well.
Because I think people that go to Instructables aren't looking for that. I think that's too simple for them. They're looking for something a little different. This is definitely more of a Pinterest type thing. Like, oh, my boy loves Jake and the Neverland Pirates. Let's make him the sword. I think if you posted on Pinterest, I think you'd kill it there.
And probably too, I never actually finished it. You know, if I had painted it brown and
really?
Yeah, I painted it black, and my son was like, "Oh, it's Batman's sword." I was like,
done.
Yeah, okay, I guess I'm done then. Because he didn't want me to finish. He's like, "It's Batman's sword. That's it." I'm like, okay.
Sweet.
The second post, build a medieval helmet with a for sale sign.
Is that the
red helmet,
okay.
knight?
All right. That's a for sale sign? I thought that was foam.
No, it's a for sale sign.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea.
Number 3, and I think this is, I would guess women clicking on this, a nativity sign from wood pallets.
A nativity sign?
Yeah, I used a pallet, kind of split the middle out of it, and I painted the nativity, you know, Mary, Joseph, Jesus,
like
animals.
the silhouette of it?
Yeah, silhouette.
Oh, okay, all right.
I have a verse on there.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And number 4, noodle instant. That time I cut off a finger.
I'm surprised that's not number 1, actually.
Yeah, I mean, these posts are not like, oh, they're quite a bit higher than everything else. I mean, they're exponentially higher
than the rest.
Everything else. Like,
I wonder why. Well, I can understand. I understand the Jake the Neverland one. I can get that.
I mean, all those I can get because I could see people Googling that, trying to figure out the finger. I don't know how you get that unless there are people out there Googling cut off a finger. And that seems a bit morbid, but I don't know.
Well, no. Here's how I see them getting to this. Honey, I just cut my finger off. She goes on to Google, what do I do without a cut off finger? Your page comes up first. It's just some moron blogging about how he cut his finger off.
Halloween is fast approaching. Last week, I was highly concerned, and I was afraid I probably wouldn't finish. This week, I'm feeling a little bit better. I made a lot of progress this week. The dagger is together. It's been painted. the next step will probably be molding it and casting it. And I've got those supplies coming in this week.
Nice.
Yes.
We should film that.
That would be a good thing to film.
Probably a good thing to film on next Monday.
Just trying to figure out how to do it myself. There's very little information out there. I mean, you see people saying, oh, yeah, I did this, but the how, not a lot of information. So
I'd come over and help you out with that because I definitely want to see that.
That would definitely be a good video. And my robe for this costume, I made the patterns this past week. I've started sewing it this week.
Nice.
All Sunday yesterday, I was sewing it together, so it's coming together.
You have a sewing machine?
Yeah, my wife does.
Okay. Wish I had one.
Sewing's fun. It's one of those things I'm not very good at. It usually kind of hides itself.
Nobody's going to look at it that close.
And a project that has not happened, but I'm very excited about, and my wife and I have had some long conversations as far as safety concerns. I've always wanted to buy a junker car, take it out to a field, and just speed on it. And so I really want to make that happen. You and I I think we talked about it maybe after the podcast
last week, yeah.
And so I'm on the hunt for $150, $200 cars. And
no, $100 cars.
They're hard to get.
They are hard to get.
Running, I want it to actually run.
Well, it doesn't have to run for very long.
Well, I need it to run a little bit.
About an hour.
But I just want to take these 2 cars, and I assume you're going to be my other driver.
Heck yeah.
And we're just going to, nothing head on. I don't want whiplash, but just side swiping, both going in the same direction.
Gosh, I still hope I have my helmet because I definitely want to wear the helmet.
Yeah, I've got my helmet. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I got to find my helmet.
So my wife and I, we had a conversation about safety, and she obviously has concerns. But I was trying how there'd be no T-boning, there'd be nothing head on. And I thought about trying to side swipe going in opposite directions, but there's just too much danger in something catching.
That's way too much danger.
So it's just side swiping going the same direction.
I propose a race. If this actually happens, we set up cones to a start.
But I don't want full contact racing.
Right.
Yes.
Set up a flag at the end. We could even just kind of make sure that we're both racing in the same lane almost. Basically a lane that's the size of a car and a half. If it's a race, I will do whatever. Too. I will try to pit you because I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, me too.
And see if I can get out of it. Someone trying to pit me.
We just start off really slow and we just go more. Because usually with these things, though, I keep going until I get right on the edge because, hey, there's a camera roll. I gotta make this good.
Yeah.
Then, I'm like, all right, I got to get either people or just their cameras, one of the two. Because I want a lot of cameras on. Because obviously, we won't be filming. I want a lot of cameras out there.
Got like 3 or 4 cameras that we could use that film video. Tripods, though. I'm light on tripods because I just broke 2 of them. So,
well, we can figure that out. But I've got the perfect spot. My uncle used to own this bit of land. It had a gravel road, 2 lanes wide. I don't know if he still owns it. I need to double check that. But I feel there's no point to check it until I have my cars.
Well, no, we should probably check before we get the cars.
I'm getting the cars regardless. And I'll find a spot. If this spot's still available, perfect. I mean, it's like 2 or 3 miles long. Gravel road, not like some old messed up road, but he built it like a few years ago.
There has to be just more than just a beginning and end to the race and the smashing. There's got to be some obstacles maybe we have to go around. Maybe there has to be something we have to go through. To make a turn, go around. I mean, just to make it a little more not so straight line or on.
Well, there's some hills too, so I definitely want to jump it. I mean, come on.
Now you're talking danger.
It's like, all right, can I get on 2 wheels?
Wait, which 2 wheels?
I was thinking, do I need like a 5-point harness? That's easier. I mean, I thought about like a roll cage, but that's getting...
These cars that we're talking about getting for $150, $200, I've dealt with them many times. We don't have to worry about roll cages. They don't normally go very fast.
Cars are mandated by the government to be able to support 1.5 times its weight when on the roof. So when you see a movie and the car just flattens...
I'm not worried about rolling the car. I'm worried about getting a crappy car, like a Hyundai, and being hit on the side and a piece of metal coming through my door and through my leg. That's a concern. I want like an 82 Caprice Classic. That's what I'm thinking I want. Or 2 compact cars. So...
it would be good if they're in the same class.
Right. I don't want to be the guy driving the compact car while you
driving a Volvo station wagon from the 80s.
Right. So you have size, weight, and safety, and I'm driving a Chevette.
Oh, you'll be okay.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Wear your helmet.
Yeah, I don't want that. So yeah, they'd have to be classed right.
150 is my range. If I can find something that runs for that, I'm taking it. So my wife didn't really put a limit on how many I can get because I told her that. The fact is, I can probably scrap them and get a lot of my money back out of them.
Yeah, all the money. If you can get a car for $150, $200, you'll get your money back.
See, I just don't know how scrap. I know what scrap prices were a few years ago, but I know they've dropped a little bit.
A little bit, but
they should still be. I would assume around 200.
Yeah, for a car, you were and when it's high range, it was getting like 300 to 400. I mean, somewhere in that range. So we'll get our money back, no problem. We can sell whatever parts aren't damaged either.
I plan on damaging everything. I don't want any panel unscathed on these things.
I don't want you spoiled.
Exactly what I was thinking.
I don't want you spoiled.
Yeah, I want to recreate the Days of Thunder, that race on the beach. I mean, obviously it won't be a beach, but I want to recreate it.
Oh, I've got some extra paint too in my basement. I plan on painting my car.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'm thinking Dukes or if I'm thinking Herbie. Just depends on what kind of car I get, I guess.
I didn't even thought about that. That's excellent.
Oh, yeah. There's got to be paint.
But yeah, my wife, she's okay with me buying cars because I can sell them for scrap. I talked through the safety concerns. So she said she may not be present because she doesn't want to see that actually happen, but I have her blessing.
Neither one of us would want to really hurt each other. No. So I think it would be a lot of racing, but it would be a lot of just rubbing and a lot of, bumping and stuff like that.
That's what we're going to start is really slow and just kind of work our way out to where we're comfortable.
I don't want to destroy the cars right away.
Nah. First tip, boom. Okay, we're done here. I thought about maybe doing something on Picnic to entice people to come because this site, assuming it's available, is 30, 40 minutes away. And I want
a crowd.
People with a camera like every 10 feet. I mean, I want a lot of footage so that I can put together something because I know the person best to film it is me, but I'm going to be in that car.
I thought it was me.
You're
I'm going to be in the car too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that project. And that I hope to make progress on that.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm always coming across cars too, and it just happens. I don't,
Yeah, you've always been really good about coming across really good deals. So if you won 150, 200, let me know, and I'm there.
Believe me, I would love to find 2 cars for that. I keep seeing these 2 vans, and I just love them, and they're like, I know I can get them for probably like $500 each, and they're massive vans. Could you imagine the rollovers that would happen?
Yeah, those vans, they're prone for that. I need lower center of gravity.
But anyway, that sounds like a fun project. The only update on that project is you have your wife's permission.
Yes. And that is a dream. That's been a dream of mine.
Oh gosh, I think it's everybody. I would assume that every boy that has grown up liking cars or playing with little cars, that has been their dream to smash up a car. I want to go out that way. When I'm 90 and, I know it's coming to an end, I want to take whatever car I have, get it up to 100 and smash it into a bridge abutment or something and just go up in a big ball of flames.
So cremation in essence.
Right. Why not?
Do it myself. Save some money.
I've always wanted to do it.
All right, should we get into our main topic?
Sure.
Motivation. So what were you thinking on motivation? Or do you want me to go first?
No, I'll tell you what I was thinking on motivation. My thoughts were, have you ever had anything, whether it be a project or something you wanted to change about yourself or something you wanted to do and you couldn't do it because you couldn't find the motivation to do it? I don't know if that's what you were thinking, but that's what I was thinking on the way over. I was thinking, I'd like this and this or this, and why can't I do it? Why can't I do the vlog? I want to do the vlog. Where's the motivation? Why don't I have the motivation?
My thought ties into that very well because my thought is staying motivated, maintaining motivation, because I love to start a project.
Me too.
I love to plan a project. I almost like planning a project more than doing the project.
Me too.
Invariably, where all my projects start to kind of drift is once it's built, I figured it out. Now it's just finishing and polishing. I've already figured out, the hard part's done, and that's usually where my project falls, having to finish it.
Your motivation. Have you ever had something that you've wanted to do or anything and you couldn't do it? Because you couldn't get motivated to do it.
So we're talking like not even starting. I mean, there's been a lot of things I've...
Maybe not even started. I'll tell you exactly what came to my mind is I like being in shape. I'm not in the best shape in the world, but I'm in better shape than most guys.
Round is a shape.
Right. But I want to be in better shape. I'm hitting 40 in July. I want to really push it to the limit now to be in the best shape that I could possibly be in. And it was like, I'm driving over. I'm like, you really like burgers though. You really like Diet Pepsi. How are you going to do this? I've always been in decent shape, not in the best shape, but for almost 40, I'm in better shape than most guys younger than me.
I said you weren't a day over 25.
Yeah, right. Maybe my face, definitely not, but my body, though, I keep it in somewhat decent shape.
He's the head of a 40-year-old, the body of a 25-year-old.
I wish. And that was my thought is, man, have you had anything where you wanted it, but you couldn't achieve it? And I think of something right off the top of my head because I'm looking at it. It's your piano.
Yeah, let's update on that project.
Yeah.
I think I did it for 6 days.
This is the piano thing where you were trying to learn to play a song from a movie.
Jan Tiersen song from the movie Emily. The problem with that one is that really I needed to learn the keys on the keyboard. Not knowing that is a bit of an impediment.
And I think I told you that.
Yeah. And I know I need to do that, but man, that's a big step.
It's a commitment.
I can, play Rock Band off of Amazon and yeah, I can handle that.
Right.
Memorizing the keys, that's a bigger step. And it's like, how bad do I really want to learn the song again? Because I can just listen to it on YouTube.
But why did you want to play it to begin with?
Every time I hear that song, I can remember the first time I heard it. It's just this intense desire I wish I could play that song. It's just an amazing song. It's probably the most beautiful song I've ever heard. If I could play something like that, even if I can't play it as good, if I could play it half as well. Because I see something really cool.
You're not a half as well kind of guy, though.
I know. But there's so many things. Like, I see it. Oh, that's really cool. And it's usually creative. I'm like, oh, I want to build that. I want to do that. I can't remember why I didn't start on this, but somehow I got into 1/24th scale model cars. Like, these guys would build garages and like they build like the whole diorama. And that's really neat to me.
Oh,
so I was like researching into that. I was planning it. It never came to fruition because there's just other projects I wanted to do more.
And some of those things take a lot of time.
Oh,
they not only take time, but it takes skill. It's not something you just jump into and you're like, I'm great at it. Look at that. It takes a lot of practice time, and I just didn't know if there was something else. Like, I've always liked train modeling too. Like, you brought that up, and I love that. But gosh, that's just never going to happen.
I mean, some of these things just come down to, okay, how many hobbies can I legitimately have? Some things just have to get like that one. I'm like, I think that was the time when I was making a lot of short films. It's like, okay, I could do this modeling thing, which I know nothing about, and I'd have to steep learning curve, or I could keep making short films, which is what I really want to do. Sometimes things have to be cut. And I want to get back to the exercise and health. In college, I had to go to the gym every day. It was easy. I didn't really
you had the time.
Yeah. Had the facilities. Very easy. And then out of college, I'd try to work out. I used to, every couple of years, I kind of get into it where I think it was Insanity. That came out.
Uh-huh.
And I did that for, I think it's like an 8-week program. And the first 4 weeks, you work out for an hour a day. But then it goes into insane mode. It's an hour and a half. Well, I could handle an hour a day. When we got to an hour and a half, we got to fast forward this bad boy. I don't have an hour and a half of time to spend. And so then it kind of fell off. So I'd come back to it. I'd do the first 4 weeks. I have a limited amount of time. At this point, it's like, yeah, I could do Insanity, or I could not. I could just not do it. That works out well for me. So yeah, I'm like, man, I need to be in better shape. Right now, all I'm doing is just eating better, which has helped tremendously.
Is there anything that, because this is where I struggle with, is with the food, man. Is there anything you would like, gosh, I just want one of those really bad. I could eat one every day. I eat 3 a day just to keep me strong.
My wife does most of the cooking. For her, she doesn't like to eat the same thing every day.
Right.
And I've told her, look, make a big casserole. I'll eat the same thing for like weeks at a time. I don't care. I like food. I like eating, but I guess I'm not as into it as some people. I have a red meat allergy. Any mammal, I can't eat them. Cow, pig, human, mammal, I can't eat it. I ate hamburgers all the time. Like, that was my thing. And at first it was tough, but now I don't care.
No, I can't. I want to be one of those people that's like, oh yeah, I'm a vegan, or I'm a vegetarian, or I only eat 1 hamburger a week. Any of that would be great. I don't know what it is, but I have got to get in shape. Hey! We have a visitor. It's a puppy dog.
Well, a 5-year-old puppy dog.
5-year-old puppy dog, but he still acts like a puppy. Hey, what's the dog's name again? Lexi. Oh, I know. Oh, that had to hurt. That smarted. Banged his head right on the ping pong
She's
table.
hard-headed. Lexi, did you find a friend?
I'm not leaving. You can't make me. Time to go.
She's like, no, I'm good.
Time to go. Oh, it doesn't bother me. Dog would probably sit right there just fine for the whole time.
She would not sit right there. She's not good on still or listening or anything. But yeah, working out's tough. I eat better now, and really, by eat better, I decided, okay, I'm just going to eat half as much all the time. And that's worked out well for me.
Worked out well as in, like, here's the thing. Okay, we all have some vanity.
Oh, yeah.
Would you agree?
I'm very vain.
Which shocks me. And I didn't realize that until we started doing this podcast, how vain you are. But I remember an episode where we talked about you on camera. You don't like to look a certain way on camera. And I don't like being on camera either, but that's just because I really just don't like being on camera. I'm the same way. And I don't really care about, mine's more, when I take my shirt off at the beach, I want it to look all right. Is that wrong?
No.
We go to the beach a lot. I don't want to look like, I want to look like I'm in shape.
I'm definitely vain. I know my wife makes fun of me. She's like, you look in the mirror at yourself all the time. Well, I was like, when you look this good.
You do up your hair too. And yeah, I guess if I had hair.
I put very little time in my hair. I don't even use a comb. I use my hands to just kind of put it
Sculpt
where
it.
I want it after my shower at night. Only time I ever touch it. My mohawk's short now, but when it's tall, people are like, how much time do you spend on that? None. If I had to put time into it, I would cut it off.
It'd be shorter.
Yeah. Luckily, my hair just kind of stands up. When it's wet, it dries.
See, I don't have hair to show off anymore, so I've got to work out instead. I hate being uncomfortable on the beach, and I'm so self-conscious when I'm not in shape when I take my shirt off that I don't have a good time.
I'm going to make an admission here.
Okay.
And I shouldn't do this because I'm going to give away my secret, but whenever I'm going to the pool or the beach, Gotta get a few sit-ups and push-ups in before you go out.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh, yeah. I was like, come on, we gotta go. No, gotta get a few push-ups in. We're going to the beach.
Wow, I never would have
I'm
suspected
pretty vain. But, now with the vlog thing, it's like, yeah, I could be vain and not get my video. But, like, if I've got a schedule, if I've got a deadline, you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
I mean, so while I am these things, I can easily just put them to the side when I have to.
Yeah, and I guess as guys, we could pretty much do that. I could take my shirt off too if I have to, and I'm fine, whatever. Just, I just prefer to be in better shape. And like I said, I'm in good shape. I'm okay to take my shirt off now, and I'm about to turn 40, and that's what I'm going to go for. And I just want to try to find that motivation to, the hardest thing is it's noon, I've been out all day, I'm hungry, there's a Burger King. That's the hardest freaking thing, is not to pull in there and be like, I'll have 2
of everything.
I'm going to need 2 Whoppers. Cheese? Yeah, if you could double the cheese, that'd be great. That's the hardest thing.
Yeah, but I mean, diets, it's part of it.
Exercise isn't my problem. It's the fat intake that's my problem.
Food, not a problem for me. The exercise part, man, just doesn't work for me.
No, I've got to exercise every day, or at least close to every day.
I should, but I don't.
We all pick our things, Yeah, at night you're editing our stuff and doing your own things. At night I'm 9:30 in my basement working out.
Yeah, because you used to be like, all right, before I go to bed, I've got to get in, 20 minutes of exercise. And that goes really well for about a week or two. And then it's like, I really got to get this done, and it's late. And so this month, I've kind of just given up on exercise.
No, I can't give up on it because, again, that's my vanity. All my vanity lies within me taking my shirt off at the beach.
Do you take your shirt off? I mean, are you one of those guys that just wears your shirt on the beach?
No.
Okay.
I take my shirt off.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes off. Actually, under my shirt, I actually look pretty decent. So, like I said, I wanted to take off the shirt, and you go, is that guy on American Ninja Warrior?
So you're looking to be just straight out ripped.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've been ripped before. I just like to get back there before I'm 40, be in the best shape possible, 6-pack, whole deal.
Oh, yeah. If you want that, that's all diet.
Yeah, that's all diet.
If you work out every day, you're probably in shape well enough now to where it's not even
so all I have to do is diet.
It's just, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. You're looking at the hardest thing. I mean,
I'm already in shape. That's what I was saying. I'm already in shape. I'm healthy. I can outpace most people half my age, but I just want to look the part too. And I know that's tough. Awful. It's awful to say that.
Not really. Everybody feels that way. My brother, like when he's in college and he'd go on the spring break, those beach trips.
Well, sorry.
He'd go on like a crazy diet, beforehand.
Heck yeah. I'd do the same thing.
Me too.
It's spring break. I'm looking at 40 and I just want to be in the best shape possible before I turn 40. So I've got, about 9-10 months for that to happen. So we'll see how that goes.
So that'll be your project update for now.
That'll be my... How's it going?
How many Whoppers did you eat this week?
Well, no, I've decided yesterday that no fast food for the next 2 months.
And then what? You just reevaluate?
At some point, I have to go get a burger. I'm going to have to go to Five Guys and get a huge burger. I know that that's wrong, but that's really probably my only weakness is bread and fast food.
I could completely leave bread behind and never miss it.
Oh no, I can eat some bread. I guess that'll be my project update.
There we go.
How's your vanity coming? Well, it's okay this week.
Yeah, so motivation is tough. One of the biggest things that kills my projects is if I can get started and stay consistent, like my sidewalk. I worked on that from 9 to 12 every night. That was my time to work on it, then on the weekends. And I was knocking it out. It snowed 6 inches, and I couldn't work on it for a week because there's 6 inches of snow on the ground. The snow cleared up, and then it rained. I'd been off it for 2 weeks, and man, getting back to it,
oh, I know.
That was tough. I've had a lot of video projects where I was into it, I was doing it, and then whatever happened, and I got off of it, never been back.
Yeah, and I have a bunch of those projects too, where I've gotten halfway done, and something's taken me off of it, who knows what it is, and then I don't get back on it.
That's what I like about my Halloween projects is there's a hard deadline.
Yeah.
It's done or it's not, and I'm like, all right, it's go time.
But you can't do that with anything else. Like, I've tried to do that. I've tried to go into my tablet or my phone and make a planner. Okay, I want to have this project done by here. I want to have this project done by here. It just never works out. There's nobody really to say, you didn't get this done? You owe me $100.
Yeah, my sidewalk project, I'm like, okay, 3 months, it's done. It took me 6 months. And all my projects are like that. But I do really good with deadlines. Like this Halloween project I'm working on now. Last week I was like, okay, I'm going to pattern the robe this weekend. And I didn't get it done, but I'm like, all right, well, I got to make time up. So for me, deadlines work pretty well. I know a lot of house projects, my wife would be like, okay, family's coming in 3 weeks. You need to have this done.
And I'm the same
Hard
way.
deadlines are easier, obviously.
Right. That I have no problem with anything like that because I'll do the same thing. Family's coming in. Okay, I want to get the deck restained before they get here or whatever. No problem. I'll get that done. It's my own project. It's my own personal projects. Why do I lose the motivation and why do I get onto another project? I mean, because that's what happens is I'll get onto another project.
For me, planning the project's the most fun part. I mean, I have planned so many more projects than I've ever actually even started.
Planning and thinking about them. I love thinking about the projects.
Because it's solving a puzzle. Like, I like to figure things out.
And I like to make it better in my head. Okay, oh, that will look better, or that will be better, or I'll do that. And I'll write like little notes. I have like a bunch of notebooks around the house, and I'll write it in these notebooks, and there they'll sit in the notebooks.
Yeah, because I'm big on planning. Like, I almost do every project in SketchUp. When I had a birthday cake made for my wife a few years ago, I drew it in SketchUp first. I mean, I draw everything. So I just have tons of things I've drawn that, I want to build this one day that I haven't built. But man, you can build it so quick in the computer. It's not quite in real life.
It's all in my head. Everything is like really, it's in my head, ready to go. This summer, I really wanted to do a lot of videos this summer. I mean, just film a lot of stuff. See how it comes out. I filmed nothing. We're gone for 2 months. More than 2 months. I filmed nothing. Before we left, I had so many ideas. Just got caught up in the vacation, I guess.
I've been setting some deadlines for myself. My blog is like, all right, my idea post, I'm going to post an idea every Friday. And if I have 2 ideas that week, I'll post one on Wednesday. And then my vlog, I've been posting one of those every Wednesday. My movie post, I have been posting those every Saturday, but I always am late on that. Because, I usually Saturday night, I'll watch a movie. So I'm going to revise that to post that on Sunday. But, I've set those deadlines for myself, and so far they've worked.
I got to read something to you. I go to this PTA meeting, and I'm not the only dude in the PTA, which is shocking to me. So there's another dude there talking about a whole bunch of PTA things I don't really care about. I'm the PTA photographer. Why I'm at this meeting, I have no idea. So I leave early, go get the kids, bring them home, whatever. I decide I'm going to start a Facebook page. I know how you do a Facebook page. You normally are supposed to go into, for an organization, you go into your account. Did you build an organization page, right? Am I right about that?
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, I don't do that. What I do is I create a whole fake person called Wentworth, last name PTA. So he's like Asian. Wentworth Ta. I create the page. Someone sends me a message. This is someone from the school. Here's the message. Sorry to say, I think this page was initiated incorrectly. It looks like it's set up as a person instead of an organization. You can't change it, but would have to start again and delete this account. I can help you if you like. Just wanted to let you know before you got too many likes. For an organization or business page, you don't have to send or receive friend requests. People just like your page. I'm sorry, when I saw this, I was like, what is this? For what? What are you sending me this message for?
He's keeping you straight.
Really?
He knows you're getting a little older. You don't know how this technology stuff works. He's throwing you a bone.
How deep does the stick have to be so you can't bend over? When I got that message, I was just like, what? I refrained from sending a message back because I don't want anyone to know that this is me posting any of this stuff. But I wanted to send the message back. I'm going to get more than 20 likes, jerk. I went around the system. What are the Facebook police going to arrest me?
They may.
So then I got a message from a teacher. Teacher says,
it gets better.
You know this teacher. She says, who is this? I just want to thank you. We have the best PTA in the world. Love the post about the new books. We needed them. So she was very nice, but then she actually kept pressing me for who this was. So I'm like, just an anonymous member of the PTA. She just really wanted to know.
Next PTA meeting, she's going to be after you.
Who it was. But I really don't want anyone to know. The page isn't about me.
Or is it? You're going to start posting vanity pictures of yourself.
Topless selfies.
Well, you'll be on the school, like on the side, and, you'll work the school in there. I've got 2 projects. Let me just roll them into one.
It's a really good idea. I was trying to figure out how I could be creative enough to show that there's a person behind the person taking the pictures, but not to show who I am. Obviously not give any hints away about who I am, just to make it even more enticing. What's amazing is the guy that sent me that message, I sent him a friend request and he accepted it.
You're like, well, if you can't beat them, just join them.
I was floored by that. I was like, wow, this guy really doesn't like this, but he still accepted my friend request. That's another project that I was working on, but I had to bring up that message. What did you think about the message? Would you ever send a message like that to someone?
All right. I don't exactly know how PTA works. I mean, can anybody be on the PTA or is it a select group?
There's a certain maybe 15 members. You know, from ranging from the president to the photographer.
I don't know if I would care enough to send somebody a message. Let's say Toastmasters. I remember that. If one of my guys, and I'm an officer, if one of my guys set up a Facebook page like that, I'd really like for you to set it up the right way. And here's why. On our Fridays on the Fly page, which is set up the correct way, once you hit so many likes, they give you analytics. So you can see, oh, this post did really well, this one didn't. It's a little different for you because you
I don't really care.
But
and this guy's actually not on the PTA.
You know, if one of my guys on Toastmasters set that up, I don't want that just so we can see, okay, because we want to reach people. We want to see what does best.
You're going to get so many fewer people finding your page that way, though, because they have to actually go out and then they have to hit like. How many pages on your Facebook page have you clicked like to?
Not very many.
Me either.
But I'm just
and I've got tons of friends. I've got tons of friends that own businesses that have sent out things on Facebook saying, "Please like our page," and I've just scrolled right past it. It's not personal. It's just it doesn't register in my mind to like click like on that.
Well, I used to scroll through it, but I've been planning to do. I did that Fridays on the Fly. I've been planning to do it for WorldWorks to try and bump it. So I used to just scroll through people's requests. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be sending out mine soon. I got to like their requests. So when I send them mine, they'll like it back.
See, I don't want to do that. I'm getting us out of that. I'm getting the Wentworth PTA out of that. And what's amazing is I've had more people request me as friends than I've requested people as friends.
So back to motivation. What usually works for me and what I do, it's like, okay, I cannot start another project until I finish this one. Then that motivates me because I really want to start that next project. Because starting the next project for me is what it's all about.
See, I feel like I have to have a couple projects going. There's usually a project that involves me working outside on the house. There's usually a project that involves me writing something. There's usually a project that involves a vehicle. So it's like, okay, it's cold out. Let me do one of the other projects. Or it's nice out. Let me go do the outside project. So I feel like, if I have this nice cycle of projects, I can hit one every once in a while. I wish I had a team of people. This is what I want to see happen. Go.
Isn't that what your Wentworth PTA is for?
They don't know it yet.
But they're in it.
All right. Everyone get on your knees. No, it's not what you think. I just want everyone to play midgets. I really wish I had enough money to be like, all right, you live in a mansion, your neighbors are like, what's going on over there? He's always got midgets over there.
Well, if you had a team of people, how much would you give up? I consider we have a collective YouTube page in essence. If we had a team of people, how much would you give up? Would you give up acting? Would you I'd say would you go editing, but you've already given that up long ago. But I think about that. Would I give up editing? Because you see and hear people that have a team on YouTube.
Right.
I'm like, man, I really like editing.
See, I don't have enough experience in editing to say whether I give it up. I would like it directed. I know exactly what I want. I want this shot to look like this. I already know everything in my mind how I want it to look. Would I give up that? No. That's the fun part. That's the creative part for me. For you, it'd be editing or whatever it is that you
directing
want.
It for me would definitely be I think about, I'd hate to give up editing, but if I could direct more, it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't care about acting. I don't actually like acting.
No. I like acting.
I'm always here.
I don't like seeing myself after it's been filmed. Then I don't like, geez, you suck at this.
I love writing. I love directing.
Right.
Everything else, I like doing it. But if I could do writing and directing more,
I wouldn't give up that, no. If I had like a team of people to make my vlog, I would want to have input on the obviously what I'm doing in the vlog, and I'd want to have a say in the music because I'm really picky about the music part of it.
I'd give my vlog completely up. Actually, I'd want a couple people doing it though, because it always interests me. And we've done at least one of these projects. I'd like to do some more where you have a starting point and then you see how it diverges. We did that intruder video where,
Oh, the one I didn't finish.
Yeah. We had one script. I don't even know how it started, but somehow we both were directing and acting each other. We started the same script and we have very different videos.
Yeah.
No one's ever seen yours. Maybe one day.
Mine's a little dark.
Yeah.
Mine takes a dark turn at the end.
See, I like that. Because that had been one of my ideas I'd wanted to see. I would have loved to have seen a feature film where you have one script, you get two different directors, and you see what comes out. I like stuff like that because I love seeing that minutia that changes when you have nobody thinks alike.
No, I agree.
So I'd want a team of people just to vlog about me and just, everybody's a little bit different. But I'm not vain.
Speaking of motivation, somebody I know is writing a book, Christina Davis.
Name drop.
Yeah. She sent me her book, 96 pages. When someone sends you something like that, you're like, oh boy, I'm going to have to tell this person that their book's good.
It's really nice.
Not mean it. I started reading. I'm like, this is really freaking good. I wish I could write like this.
What genre are we looking at?
It's like in like Lord of the Rings type.
So fantasy type?
Yeah, so fantasy,
okay.
yeah. But it's called Thief. I would call it Christian fantasy. I think she could be creating a whole new genre of
Wasn't
books.
that what C.S. Lewis did?
I guess. So
Still, though.
It's amazing. I've read through probably 4 chapters right away because I couldn't put it down. And usually the way I gauge a book is I'll read some of it and then I'll put it down. And if I think about it when I'm not reading or doing something else, it's probably worth continuing reading. And she's got me thinking about it, and I'm probably finished the book in the next couple days. So, but she didn't finish the book. If she's listening, which I think she does listen, finish the book.
She didn't, or she hasn't.
She has not finished the book.
Like, is she currently in it, or is she?
No, she's not in it. She wrote the 96 pages, put it aside, thinks about it occasionally, she says, and doesn't write it anymore. So,
well, Christina, if you're listening, National Novel Writing Month is coming up in November.
That's right. I was going to tell her about that too.
I've done that twice, and I didn't do it last year, even though I wanted to.
And what is that through again?
I just know it's National Novel Writing Month. And
I actually thought about telling her about it, but I just wasn't sure, A, what month it was, and B, what it was called.
Yeah, it's in November. I mean, it's completely, you keep up with it yourself. And you could cheat, but the only person you're cheating is yourself. Yeah, I've done it twice. And writing a book, there's a lot of people that want to. There's very few that start. There's even fewer that finish. I've written 2 very bad books. Anybody even starts to write a book, kudos.
I've actually got 96 pages.
Crazy.
96 pages.
96 good pages.
40 good pages so far. But I'm into the story. I'm waiting for the plot twist. If it doesn't come, I might be a little disappointed, but that's, another motivational story.
And see, that's one of those things, NaNoWriMo, you've got a month, and it's do or die. And for me, that's all the motivation I need. It's like, all right, this is what I've got to do. This is the plan. Let's rock and roll.
Right.
Right now, I'm very motivated to do all my little short film ideas and skits and things. And once October's done, I'm jumping into that. I'm very motivated to get to Junker Cars. So that said, top 3.
Okay. So we both are vain. Yeah, we're both vain. All right, let's
admit it. Yeah,
let's just
we're
admit
vain.
it. We both like movies. Top 3 best bodies on actors. Whose body would you want to have as your own?
I feel like I'm in a confessional. I'm going to confess something else.
Oh, no.
Generally, it's when I watch a movie and you see the guy who's pretty cut. I'm like, yeah, I need to get back to working out.
Yeah, that's what happens to me. I think this whole thing came from me watching American Ninja Warrior last night with the kids. They're like, so Daddy, how much of this could you do? I'm like,
all of it.
I could sign the registration form.
It's a crucial step. If you don't sign that form, you're not in there.
You're not in. See, kids? Step 1. So 3.
First thing that pops in my head is Matthew McConaughey before he dropped all the weight for the movies. I don't know what he looks like now, but yeah, back.
He's on my list too.
He kept in shape.
I'll throw out my second one. Hugh Jackman. Every time I see that dude, I'm like, gosh, I need to work out.
Every new X-Men movie, he's even more ripped.
Right. If only I had a personal trainer and did this for a living all day.
And steroids.
Oh, gosh, yeah. HGH. Yeah,
like
whatever.
Christian Bale, man. I mean, he went from 100 pounds to 180 pounds in a couple of months.
The Rock for you?
He's a little too big.
Way too big. My other one is Daniel Craig. Because he's older and he's in really good shape. And he kind of has the same body type as me. So I'm like, he motivates me the most because I'm never going to look like Matthew McConaughey, like at his prime. Like, that's never going to happen. I'm never going to look like Hugh Jackman because Hugh Jackman's like 250 and he's just a big guy. Daniel Craig's more like an average sized guy who just got beefed up. That's more probably what I'm looking at. He's been the most in shape James Bond.
Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Oh, Brad Pitt in Snatch is the one I would have gone for. That's the one.
Is there a big difference from those two? Those were right around the same time.
Yeah, they were about the same time. But the one in Snatch, I just know the specific scene, and I'm like, yeah, I want to look like that guy.
I liked his tats. Was it
from
tats
Snatch?
And top hats or something on his shoulder?
Yeah. That's from Fight Club.
No, the tats are in Snatch.
Oh, yeah. And he's got a big one. Yeah.
If I ever get tattoos, I want cats and top hats on each shoulder. She's like, why? If I'm going to let you get a tattoo, it's not going to be that. I was like, well, I guess I'm not getting a tattoo then.
I look at tattoos and I think, that could be okay. But the only way I would ever get one is if I were in that kind of shape. Because I've seen enough disgusting people with tattoos that I don't want to be one of those people.
Or maybe Christian Bale in The Machinist when he's 100 pounds. He's pretty thin. He's really cut there. Really leaned it out. Did you see that movie? Did you see him? Any pictures from that?
Mm-mm.
Scary looking. Like inhuman. Like I'm like, oh, this is CGI, but no, he dropped to 100 pounds.
They interviewed him on NPR about it, and I remember thinking either this guy is extremely motivated and he really gets into his roles, or he's just freaking nuts.
Gotta be a little bit of both.
There's something about getting in your roles. Ed Norton in American History X.
Oh, yeah.
I'd even get the swastika tattoo. If I could look like that, I'll take the swastika tattoo. Yeah. No problem.
Matthew Fox
I think that wraps up the top 3.
Yes, it does.
Thanks for listening to Fridays on the Fly. I'm Eric.
And I'm Ward. Go to our website, fridaysonthefly.com. You will find how to contact us. You will find all our social media profiles. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+, all over the place. We are on iTunes. We're on Stitcher. Send me an email, ward@fridaysonthefly.com, or send Eric an email. Are you ready? Eric@fridaysonthefly.com. Thank you for listening.
Remember, Wandle plus Wandle is Toodles.